Major news for the esports community of Age of Empires 4. 3DB, who just qualified for that 300,000 Red Bull Wololo tournament in Heidelberg, Germany this October, has been disqualified days later on allegations of cheating and specifically map hacks, claims the tournament organizer. This is the news that has shocked the Age of Empires 4 community and something we are just now figuring out what is going on. And I figured the best way to get down to the bottom of it was to talk to the source himself, and I arranged an interview with B. Now, I talked to him literally within the hour of this announcement coming out. So as you can imagine, he's very emotional. This is a very big decision that impacts him. Now, whether he is lying through his teeth and is a professional con man, or he has been wrongfully accused and is completely innocent, that's something you've got to kind of figure out for yourself. I'm trying not to make any judgment on this matter, as I'm sure there's a lot of Twitch chat experts have already asserted their opinion on big streamers' chats. But there's certainly, I wanted to show you both sides of the story. You can make your opinion from there. If you want to stay up to date on Age of Empires news and the upcoming DLC, make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment below. I'm sure you'll have an opinion on this video, but as always, keep it respectful. Throughout this video, there's been times where I have skipped ahead. There's moments I had to actually repeat myself because his native language is Russian. I speak English natively, so I had to repeat a few things. And then there are also moments where he was quite upset, as you can see, whether it's genuine or not. That's up to you to decide. But without further ado, I hope you enjoy this exclusive interview with 3DB, formerly qualified Red Bull Wololo competitor. Hello, B.
Hi FitzBro. Hi, audience.
So did you just, I just found out about this information from the tournament, just from I saw the post on EGC TV about an hour ago. Is this the same time that you learned of this decision, or have you known about this for a while?
Yeah, I know that they investigated about 2 weeks. They did not ask me about some interesting things like maybe map hacking or why you did this and etc. They just informed me, so I could not defend my side because I don't know for what. Where they did find some moments like map hacking or something else.
Okay, so you're saying that...
I just was really shocked, and I asked Patito about that, and he told me that, yeah, really, some players are thinking that I'm a cheater. They don't think that some cases when I'm raiding food income or gold income, never mind. They think that I'm using something else.
Okay, so the main allegations are typically around people are claiming that map hacks, which I've heard of map hacks before, but I haven't explicitly seen them be used in AoE4. But generally, what he's talking about is, I'm assuming, is revealing the fog of war while you're playing against someone in battle, right?
Yeah, the same thing. The same thing. I never hear about map hacking or in other programs. Oh my god! So I really think that they don't know the base mechanics of Age of Empires 4, because I already here at the BCQT discussion about this topic that I went to find his dog with one villager.
Are you talking about a game on 4 Lakes specifically? I think I actually casted that one.
Yeah. And
okay.
They don't know that when you already placed a dock, you unable to place a palisade. That's the reason. We have only one reason to pull wheels to destroy something that already constructing on my lake.
So you're saying that you were selecting a palisade wall segment and then trying to move it around on the map to see?
Yeah. You just click to place palisades to block my lake, and I see that I can palisade it.
Okay, so you're saying that
one reason of it?
If you try to build through the fog of war, it gives you that unable to. Okay.
No, not fog of war. I already scouted that place, but run from it. I don't know how it sounds clear. Maybe already scouted map, Because Fog of War, it's like you'll never see at this map.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's like
Maybe I wrong. I don't know, but I mean that I already scouted that place, ran from it, and then I tried to place palisades, but
Okay.
it was impossible because the game pinged me that it's already a red zone for placements. So the one reason, or maybe corpse of a sheep or a deer can
Yeah. I know that I have tried to place
interrupt
things
it.
and like my units will sometimes, I think I know what you mean. Like if there's a wall already there that you don't know about, they know like it won't let you. Is that kind of what you're getting at? If like there's a building in place that it was like it wouldn't allow you, and then you figured that out to use that for like scouting knowledge essentially.
The most fun that I already discussed this problem about Age of Empires 4 with my custom game partner.
Mm-hmm.
We already met this problem that you already can see the dock through the impossibility to place it.
Yeah. Well, now, so that's one thing with I guess the wall, or specifically you're talking about like a game that happened on Four Lakes. Are there any other maps or any other like specific scenarios that you've heard of these allegations? Because I guess several people must have had some kind of support about or some kind of report about this or suspicion. Is there any other scenarios like that one that you might have any specific insight on?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, Fog of War, let's try. Sometimes you hear the sounds of moving scout around the deers.
Yeah, definitely.
And they making a sound of like, some noise. Some noise when someone trying to come close to them. So you already can use it, right? Because you know that someone already near the deers, because they made a noise. So you already can try to scout who or maybe something else is going on the map, including Fog of War. You can see boar when it's pulled, when he losing HP. Also, you can sometimes hear the sounds of collecting gold mine for the first time. It's like
yeah, I know what you mean, because I've definitely like I think they might have changed it, but it used to even be like you knew when somebody placed a landmark or a building like right in front.
It's so a huge problem for someone who trying to hide their
sneaky strategies for sure.
Streaky, maybe fast castle, right? You're trying to hide it, but opponent can hear you, and it's not a problem of a player.
Mm-hmm. Now I know that
he can't don't hear it. It's the game. It's in his ears. He can't say to himself okay, I don't hear it. I don't hear it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is it landmark new or it's a fantasy mine?
Yeah, well, I appreciate you sharing that part about Fog of War, because some people might not understand, and sometimes I've even figured out like, wait, did I just hear that or did I just see that and didn't know that was how the Fog of War. Now knowing like it seems like you had explicit knowledge of, you knew for sure like how all those mechanics work. Is that something you use as your scouting advantage? Like I know people talked about it looked like sometimes your perspective was shifting around maps that would have been in the Fog of War. Did you use that as like scouting intel, like using those sounds, or how did that kind of like come into play as you're playing of perspective?
I'm trying always to not using something like exploiting. I'm using that everyone can use.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember something else in this case.
Because I know I've definitely heard the sounds before and have thought about like, oh, you could technically look through the Fog of War to hear that and maybe use that as scouting knowledge. And I wasn't sure if you were like purposefully trying to do that.
I think you can hear it from the middle of the map. Just I remember how I heard this with just scout in the middle of the map.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's real huge problem. Really.
Okay, so
I don't know why it's not fixed for a long time.
yeah, and so,
Okay, so
I know that's
so
specifically talking about fog of war mechanics. We discussed a little bit. We talked about Four Lakes, that like specific map. I want to talk about kind of a sidestep topic. Is I know that there's players who claim that you haven't actually been playing ladder, that you haven't been playing with people. What do you have to say about that? Is there a practice partner you've been working with, or like, what do you think about that? And just my initial first thought is, I can't imagine even if I did have map hacks that would help me beat a lot of the players that are better than me, but I know you're at a much higher level than me. Who have you been practicing with, or what do you have to say about like some of those accusations?
Okay, I want to announce his move, but I can absolutely come to say his name. It's Koinu Psyark. We played with him around, I guess, 200 games maybe, and we always each detail discussed in Discord or in the game about some new tactics and etc. So I have each proof if someone really want to know the truth.
Okay.
Because we all have in the Discord, for example, we also Psyark can make wide. Sorry, wanna translate it?
That's okay.
1 second. Announce for the audience that he is my custom game partner.
Okay, so you've been playing. You're saying that you've just been doing custom games out there. I know. I mean, I saw you on the ladder like last week. I know I played against you.
Yeah. I just
you dropped a town center on my berries. I remember it very vividly.
Yeah, I really played it for fun because I think that's the best case to try something that don't disturb you, or it's very important to change your partners, because sometimes only other players can admit some little mistakes in your build orders, like Horseman ran to your TCs for 15 seconds earlier, and already all build order go for trash.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, I don't have a online custom game partner, so I just went to play some ladder games, and I did maximum of my trash strategies, like fast imp with fire lancers, guardians from walls versus Holy Roman Empire. It was Kazva, as I know. He also admitted at the stream, because I always like to watch other players at stream and to know their opinion about my build orders or strategies, or about my skill. So I like to hear opinions like Kazwe about my strategies, and also admitted that was 100% trash funny tactics.
Yeah, and I did want to actually talk about the part of like some of your communication with some of the other players. Before we get to that part, are there any other specific games that come to mind, or specific, like, maybe, I know people have said stories about like, oh, this weird thing happened during this one game and that one weekend. Are there any other specific ones that you would like to clarify that maybe other community members have talked about already?
Just watching BCQT stream now, and he's trying to show proofs of that I can be a map hacker. So for each his detail, I just really feel myself like cringe, because it's Age of Empires for mechanics. Really, he must know it as a professional gamer. Really, I'm proud to know BSTQT as a player, Marine Lord as a player. They're really good guys, but maybe they should try to reproduce reproduce the situation, right?
To try to test them out. Like,
Yeah. Okay, let's test the cases which they saw.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, like the first thing I wanted to do when I heard about some of these things was pull up the game and see if I could figure out how to in a because the AI do some of these things which I haven't had the time to do yet, and I'd be curious if some of these players maybe try to do that. Maybe they will in the coming weeks or whatever. But what you're saying is some of these mechanics that maybe somehow that some of these other players just didn't know about. Is that what you think might be with some of the confusion?
Let's speak about Regnus emergency repair.
Okay.
Did you try to repair it with this ability?
I know it doesn't work, apparently.
Yeah. So I don't know why players attacking this landmark with the information about its bug, right? First, to remove relics from the opponent. I'm never using that because I think it's unfair. And other players, I think they can. Okay. About me, what I'm trying to use as a broken mechanic, for example, which of course not exploit, because I am always against this. Some months ago, the Muslim showed me as a clown in his chat because he told about pulling the boar.
Mm-hmm.
Pulling the boar, it's the case when you are trying to remove a boar from the scout or from the map, for example. You also can replace deers with Delphi scouts to another position, and they will disappear from the map. I don't know, maybe you saw it sometimes. If they split it too far from the position, they absolutely disappear from the map.
Yeah. I am putting I've got a series of questions I think that maybe you could help answer. I think there's just some of the things that some players have been wondering. And you can either answer them straight down from top to bottom, or if you just want to go in circles, whatever works. I'm just putting numbers on them so they're easy for us to talk about. But if we just want to start at the top of this list, I guess the first question was there. I mean, seems like a clear question there is someone was asking is, have you ever hacked before or been accused of hacking in any other competitive game before? Is this the first time?
Never. Absolutely never. I played 7 years in StarCraft 2. I'm very, very proud really for my skill raise for all these years, because it was 7 years ago, it was my work. I finished graduated from the university. It's a engineer, for engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So I like math. I really like math. I like to count little improvements in my build orders. I like to increase my gathering rate for 3-5% per minute, because I really know that the little aspects of the game, they build in the best player. Because if you start in your training from little cases, like you don't should kill the sheep with 6 villagers, right? Because you're losing gathering time with another 5 villagers.
So you're basically just reinforcing that you really like competitive playing, and until now you have not been accused of hacking in another game, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, for example, you can ask another top players of StarCraft 2, like Cyril, Raynor, if you want, of course.
Okay.
Cyril, for example, told about me that I'm an ex-trainer, but they Blizzard. 1 second.
Sure.
Released new patch where one Protoss race became super imbalanced, as for me. as for my math, as for my skill, I understood that it's imbalance, and I don't want to play in that game anymore. And through 7 months, I see a new game, Age of Empires 4. And I inspired to, of course, play a new game and trying to understand how much imbalanced here. And I understood that's not so much imbalance in thieves or maybe maps. It's about your critical mind to understand what's with that spawn you should do.
Sure.
Always. And it's super cool for me because I can improve each game. I am seeing new map. I am here new spawns with triple berries +1 deers, and I am super. What I can do with this advantage, right? And I am like to feel new maths tasks.
Yeah.
To count tasks about how I can't spend my resources on which and etc. So I'm sorry that I went so far from
That's okay.
your question about
you just shared your background on it, but yeah, that's fine. That's all good. I'm sure people will be wondering.
Also want to repeat that I'm in super disrespected emotional.
I can only imagine
feeling.
So let's move on to. I just know there's a few questions here, and I think I'm sure a lot of people just want to just straight up know like your thoughts on it, and that's kind of my goal here is just to get what is your perspective on all of these things. So the second one that I had was what people are asking why you seem better in tournaments than on ladder. Now I know you destroyed me on ladder, but I know maybe for some of the other players that I'm assuming there's some players that maybe have beaten you on ladder and then maybe lost you in a tournament. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I already answered that. I really playing some fun games on ladder. I don't want to show my 1 second.
Your strategy. So you're saying you like to play around on ladder?
No, blanks. Correct. Blanks with build orders.
Okay, so you
new build orders. Okay, new build orders.
Gotcha. So you're saying on ladder sometimes you're. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, which I want to save for the main event.
Okay, so that's what you would say is you've lost some on ladder because you were maybe screwing around or testing something new is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm always trying to test like something crazy. First of all, crazy, or maybe it looks for someone really efficient and I can use it in the next weekly. For example, I remember I played Delphi as at weekly, and I played maybe Rus. No, that's my main sieves, and I think that it don't surprise someone that I am like to use Tower of Victory to steal deers with my scouts, to place town centers in front opponent's berries like it was versus you. It's not you are not first in it. I just used it in Abbasid
matchups.
Mirrors.
Yeah. And then it looks like players were asking about, it seemed like you were outperforming as far as scouting goes, using one scout when sometimes they have two. I know. Mm-hmm. So I know personally I always use one scout, so I try to be really good with it. But what are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely easy proof. 25 seconds. I already talked to you about little improvements in my gathering rates, and of course 25 seconds. In some cases, it's super bad decision because you losing 40 resources per minute. For example, it's 5th minute, right? You already lost 200 wood. Okay, you already lost 200 wood because you not purchase. Okay, produced. Okay,
That second
produce
scout. Yeah,
Okay,
no, I know
yeah.
personally I choose not to go for second scout, but I know people have said that like, well, his scouting's just too good.
Yeah, and I can continue about it. You don't need for Abbasid ship at all, especially at Lipany, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lipany, each map where you have enough natural food, like berries and deers, etc. So what you need is just find one sheep for Abbasid, one sheep, and task her to go to TC, because then you pull in all your wheels from sheep and go to bears, because their gathering rate is much higher.
Okay.
So I don't recommend to anyone using second scout for Abbasid, Delphi, maybe only versus Rus, not at only on land maps. You can use Delphi scouts or Abbasid second scout, because you need to kill a lot of
This is like
deers,
this is like the scouting guide. Now we're getting the bee scouting guide.
I'm sorry for that, but I really trying to
explain your thought behind it.
Explain everything that I'm feeling, because I know that game for each detail, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I'm spending nights, days in playing not only with my custom game partners, but I'm also playing with a computer to try something new, to find new timings, to find new mechanics, like as go to war with Rus Tower. It was my first successful meta build order for another players. They also took it for their environment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's right. So about scouts, it's absolutely provable in each question they want. First of all, they want to ask me.
Okay.
I'm absolutely sure that I can explain.
Yeah, and
everything.
I think that actually could be a good segue into our last few questions. What evidence have they supplied you? Did they at any point supply any evidence of you cheating, or was it just a blanket, hey, we've investigated this and we've concluded that you did cheat? Was there any evidence that they specifically supplied you?
1 second. They just tell me that they found something interesting. Okay, I can already also resend it. Second.
So I see that there's reasonable probability of map hacking, and there not to be map hacking, there would need to be a lot of fortune decisions in a lot of games.
Well, I have not checked stuff all that much, but I did see 1 or 2 word stuff. So if you want to tell me something, this is a good moment.
Sure.
So they did not want to show me the problems with me, what's made questions about me. Absolutely nothing. I just waited and waited 1 week, 2 weeks, no questions about, can you explain, for example, something like that for us? How you did it? For example, how you knew that BSTQT placed a dock on that?
Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely.
So there weren't any specific questions. It was just kind of like, hey, this is what we've decided, and we're going forward for that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I think this is a great question. Will you be attempting to appeal the ban? Are you going to do anything to try to follow up with it, or what's next from there?
Can you write it to me, and I want to translate some words?
Sure. Yeah, here it is. It's this one right here. Are you going to maybe attempt to appeal or dispute the ban?
Yeah, of course I would try it to do with my clan, because I really want to prove my career skill, not like cheating or something else. I really believe in justice, because I think we have internet, we have all possibilities to prove. We have messages with our custom partners, or we can make a voice with someone else if you want. The main reason, if you want. They did not call me, they did not ask me in chat about something, and of course I want to appeal the ban.
Okay. And then I think, we've talked about a wide variety of things as far as some specific games, some of the specific accusations. And then ultimately, I know this ban decision did come through. And that sounds like maybe you will be trying to appeal that. What is going to be next for you for right now with Age of Empires 4? Assuming that you would be banned from the current tournaments. What is next for you? And then maybe what are your kind of closing words on this whole situation?
First of all, I want to... Sorry, tears again. I'm trying to keep calm my girlfriend who crying because it was our dream. It's so difficult, really.
So try to make it as easy as possible. I guess, what would be your final thoughts on if someone asked you about this, like your short response, what would be your final closing thoughts for the community on this cheating accusation?
I'm really hoping community that they also can believe in justice and trying to do everything to sorry, want to find what. So refute, is it correct?
Dispute,
to refute the decision that I am a cheater, etc.
Gotcha. Well, hey,
I think I can breathe now.
You can breathe now. I appreciate you sharing. I know we've been talking for about 40 minutes here, so I really do appreciate you sharing your perspective on everything. My goal with this was just to share your thoughts with no filter, with nobody else's opinion, because I know there's going to be a lot of rumors or second opinions or players who think they know what's going on. So that's why I was like, let's call up B, let's see what he has to say about it. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people out there that, will draw their own conclusions. But thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.
First of all, I really want to thank you, because I need another side to discuss this problem.
I know there's people who say that you've been VAC banned on Steam. First of all, could you explain what that is? And if that has happened to you, could you just talk about that?
Yeah, of course. I was at school, I think, and my account was stolen, and someone played Counter-Strike Global Offense and used cheats. That's why I got banned. Then I wrote to Steam support and returned my account to myself from a thief. So they used it like an...
So you're saying somebody else used your account on Counter-Strike?
As proof that I'm a cheater, but if they really want to know, they also can ask Steam what happened, why I got this account back to myself. So to me, sorry. So I know that no one used myself.
Gotcha. So it was from someone that used your account while you were not there, and from Counter-Strike before is what happened with that VAC ban.
Yeah, someone just stole it, used cheats, and that account got it. But my brother wrote to me that, bro, I got a message to the mail that your account using someone. I just was a student, and he told me that we should return this account back, because you already lost your money on games like Counter-Strike and 100 more games. So
Okay.
of course I asked Steam about that problem, and they returned to me that account.
So that's the account you're playing, right?
From which I'm playing. Yeah, 3DB.
Okay.
3DB. It's
that's that same
account.
Steam account. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thanks for sharing that, because I'm sure that's something people have been wondering. There you guys have an exclusive interview with 3DB just moments after he found out about this major news of his disqualification from the Red Bull Wololo event. Clearly a lot of emotions there to unpack, and I'll probably do a future video giving you my thoughts on this. But the things that I was wondering is he telling me the truth, or is he the greatest con man? Is he lying through his teeth? It's a very hard thing to decide. And the other side of the story is, if he's telling us the truth and he's an innocent person, didn't cheat at all, this is major, right? Because it's a 300,000 tournament. So I'm sure it meant a lot to him. But the tournament admins decided to disqualify him. I would imagine they had some reasonable evidence, but as of right now, I do not have access to anything further than going through and reviewing a few recs, which I'm sure we'll have to do here in the future. If you enjoyed this exclusive behind the scenes look at the AoE4 community, make sure you hit that sub button. It helps me out, and leave me a comment. Let me know your opinion, but make sure to remember, keep it respectful. There's another human on the other side of this thing. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.